So, hi there. My name is Zikun Zhu. I was born and raised in China, and I'm a fashion designer currently based in Paris. This is my 7th year into the fashion world. My design is it's more comprehensive, because I do a little bit of everything. But all my design were rooted on societal observations, and I try to use my design to raise awareness to the societal problems, and which, in particular, related to my home country, which is China. I think my Chinese contemporaries, especially the Chinese teenagers, are facing a lot of difficulties nowadays. So I'm trying to use fashion as my voice and to raise people's awareness to certain problems. And many of my designs now, although I'm using a Western language, if you look at my collection, you won't realize it's by a Chinese designer immediately, because I deliberately remove myself from using Chinese elements. But it's telling a Chinese story, because the narrator is me. No matter what I do, no matter what language I'm speaking, I'm still Chinese. And that's what I try to come through with my design. Many of my designs are inspired by the Chinese societal problems. We have a lot of problems with workers' abuse and the sweatshop. A lot of people have talked about that a lot, but I think it's important to stress it. For instance, many of the interns in this industry don't get paid at all. And also the difficulty, the amount of work you put into one single piece of garment is very hard for people to imagine. People think, well, in the factory you can manufacture t-shirts, hundreds of t-shirts per day, but if you are an individual and you're just starting out and you have to make every single t-shirt your own, it's not an easy thing to do. Most of the people, even the models walking the runway, they don't really make much money. Yes, and the people who are making the big money are the top designers and creative directors and the CEOs and the actual people who are not partaking in the design. So let's take bigger companies, for example. The design team has a very, very strong hierarchy. We have the interns. We have interns reporting to junior designers reporting to seniors. Seniors reporting to department heads, and all the department heads reporting to the creative director. So each hierarchy is layers and layers of going down your wage, and the internship really don't make much. And the creative directors, most of them don't actually contribute to the real design. They more likely the decision maker. They give out direction, and to that shows another problem is that all the credits goes to only the creative director, but not all the people working underneath him. And as far as I understand, it's pretty difficult for a non-European citizen to get a job. You can get an internship very easily, but it's really, really hard, especially in the fashion world, to get an actual a stable job that makes you stay in Europe. Definitely growing up, I grew up in a more conservative family, and they didn't have any idea of what fashion is. And then when I announced to them I'm going to apply for this major, my parents had showed great concern, and there was a while they are considering whether to stop supporting me of studying abroad and everything. Economically, it's also a big thing. So there's all kinds of difficulties that comes with this major. Yeah. We live a glamorous looking life, but we're not really making much money. Essentially, it was there's a brand, not even big, it's a smaller brand, called and it's a Milan-based brand, and essentially one of their, it's actually their closing look from their previous runway was extremely similar to one look of mine. Very, very similar. It was a quite difficult time for me because, as a student, you essentially don't have the power to fight back. It's so hard to define and do something legally, because if every single brand is making black suits, say, and if I make a black suit that is identical to Vuitton's black suit, and I move the button 2 millimeters down, that is essentially not a copy, because is there any law that you cannot use black suit as a template? There's almost nothing you can do legally unless you grew as a designer and increase your influence and people are more aware of you. That's the only way.
Please, model and designer need to clear the runway now, please.
My name is Nicoleta Marin. I'm from Romania. I'm designer to Zagaro. I was yesterday here to Paris Fashion Week. I'm very happy to be here. My brand are around the world, to New York, Paris, Londra, Milano, St. Petersburg, and around the world. I make the collection in 2 days. All the collection you see yesterday. It was make 2 days. In July, I have a Guinness Book record, and with 1,000 models to the catalog. For me, Fashion Week is my life. In September, in March, I am present.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Инна Михайлова, у меня бренд Angela Miki. Я проходила практику в лучших домах мод российских кутюрье, таких как Валентин Юдашкин, Денис Симачев, и была лично знакома с Вячеславом Зайцевым.
Что для тебя значит мода?
В моей жизни мода играет немаловажную роль, можно сказать, главную роль. Я хочу немножко затронуть предысторию моего бренда, почему я его так назвала, Angela Miki. Дело в том, что в 2014 году у меня родилась дочка, я назвала ее Ангелиной, это ангел Инны. Но вдохновила меня на это все моя дочка, и она сегодня со мной выходила, она всегда выходит со мной как дизайнер. Я даже не ожидала, что вот у меня получится выйти за рамки вот российского, да, пространства и российских конкурсов, и что меня увидят.
Меня зовут Svetlana Anokhina, я российский дизайнер. Вдохновляюсь вот красотой природы, красотой людской, красотой. Мне кажется, у нас очень много в мире моментов для вдохновления, особенно творческих людей.
Именно женщина-дизайнер, в отличие от мужчины-дизайнера.
Мне кажется, для творчества нет границ. Как и мужчина, так и женщина, они могут одинаково быть талантливыми в этой области. И, конечно, мы знаем очень много великих дизайнеров мужчин, но женщины тоже не отстают. Мне кажется, это безгранично, нет границ между мужчиной и женщиной для творчества. Это все-таки творчество в глобальном масштабе.
Это для тебя стрессовый этот был показ, вот Парижская неделя моды?
Это такой большой уровень, такой высокий уровень, что я до сих пор не верю, что я здесь. Вот честное слово, я до сих пор не верю, что я достигла, что меня здесь оценили, что меня пригласили. Из 3 дизайнеров выбирали, меня выбрали, проходил кастинг дизайнеров, и я его прошла. И оказалась здесь, это большой успех.
А что могло бы шокировать людей в индустрии моды?
Но я думаю, всегда надо придерживаться здравого смысла, как говорят. И переборы, наверное, неприемлемо голое, вообще оголенное тело. И если что-то человек создает, и это кому-то нравится, то оно, наверное, имеет право быть.
Я дизайнер ручных платьев, Galina Galvel. Я создаю платья вручную, и это не платье совершенно, это история.
Что мода значит для вас?
Абсолютно ничего. Ничего не значит, и я в ней ничего не понимаю. Мне бы хотелось, но я не понимаю в ней абсолютно ничего, потому что я в ней ничего не понимаю.
А какие жизненные моменты повлияли на создание твоего дизайна?
Честно признаться, все, наверное, началось, даже не столько все началось, какие моменты? Моменты, когда я оказалась на грани между жизнью и смертью, когда мне казалось, что все, жизнь заканчивается. Именно вот с этого все и началось. Не хочется об этом говорить.
My modeling name is Quinissima. I have been modeling from 14 years old. It's a long journey, it's a part of my life, it's a part of my fashion. Everyone does think what the modeling is just a party life, and every time my friends asking me how's the after party when I go every time, because I start from New York Fashion Week and after it's Milan and Paris, it's and London in between, so it's really tight schedule. I hardly have time to sleep and to eat. Honestly, during the day you wake up at 6 a.m. Till 11 p.m. usually on the high heels. It's a long day for you every day, and if you have a fashion show next day, you need to look fresh, so you need to sleep. Personally, I never been in any after party because I never had time for that. After every fashion show, you're so much exhausted, so I just would like to pass this message what modeling is a really hard job, and thank you to everyone who appreciate our input into the fashion field, and we are happy to collaborate and work and to bring the great fashion show every season to the world. I passed through so many fashion shows in New York, Milan, Paris and London, so actually I know the fashion world from inside, from very beginning, from the backstage, from everything. How does it work? From the zero till the luxury look what you see on the cameras. Oh, do you know, fashion is my passion. I think it's a celebration of creativity. It's a celebration of great talented people. I think everyone who I saw on every Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, I think they're just great personalities who comes with such amazing ideas, and every time I just surprised. I'm very surprised and very adore these talented people, and I'm very happy to be a part of the fashion world, and I think it's the best what can happen in your life.